I usually script my videos, and it's actually Sunday evening, 11:33 p.m., 10:24:21, and I already have cut at least half of my 15-minute video I was going to do, but I've changed my mind. I think there's less to say and more to see. This past year has been tumultuous in the best and worst way, but I feel like the reason why I took so many videos and pictures was because I wanted to capture the craziness that it was. And so I've decided it doesn't need to be 15 minutes. There are moments that are left forgotten at best. There are some that are best left forgotten. Yeah, but I just want to map out this year. It's been a complicated. Okay, so maybe I lied. I do want to add some notes while we go through, but I won't let it take as long as I wanted it to. So I'll use some past recording.
Domo smile. Smile with teeth. Yeah!
2020 to 2021. A year of summer and a year of reflection. Yeah, so there will be hundreds of videos about the COVID experience, but this isn't about others. This is about me. 2019 senior year was pivotal. I stopped caring and wasting time on pointless people. I bought my first guitar and started songwriting. I got into Pratt. And then everything changed. A week after school, I felt the storm. My lip busted from skating to school. See, there was gravel on the ground and I darted. Anyhow, I bit directly through and ran to school bleeding. I had to attend class, I'm pretty sure, and then I took the subway to the ER. Much of the public was very confused of me wearing a mask in November 2019. No one knew what was coming. Anyhow, the first person to do my stitches did it wrong, and so I had to get them redone 2 days later. I couldn't eat because the stitches stuck out. It was vile, and that's when I knew the world was awry. The rest of the year was chill. I built my confidence until I got very sick, but not COVID, around March 2020. The CDC couldn't even figure out the issue, but I missed 2 weeks of school, the last 2 before lockdown. And there went everything a 20-year-old like me had looked forward to their entire life, based on media presented to me, constantly emphasizing these important coming-of-age, pivotal, classic moments. My unidentifiable sickness made me say sayonara to my final musical or theater production, and goodbye to the prom I never had, the parties that were planned, the thriving individuals we look forward to watching complete a difficult chapter in life. We lost it all. And people are like, get over it. But every other group of people for the past 20 years got to experience these things, and the last graduating class under me had some proper or adapted experiences. I got a Zoom and a sweatshirt and a few nifty things I guess I could use for college. And then it began, a year of summer, of one more year in a room I spent my entire life in. I started to forget what being in one of the most thriving cities was like. I lost touch with the subway. My phone began to consume my time, and school was dragging myself 3 feet out of bed, or not at all. I was exhausted and lethargic all at once, 24/7, as I napped frequently throughout such a labor-intensive day that, interestingly enough, had barely any movement at all. And it was torture for someone while quiet in some places, enjoys being around people that make me happy aside from my family. But friends, I was thankful for all of them. All the new ones I made and the old ones I reconnected with too. But nothing could fill the void of taking the subway, a real-life hug, a graduation. And as I leave my house, that I know every crevice and crack in, I'm excited for what's next. At least the universe granted me one more year to savor the state that is my room, where so many ideas blossomed, where I wrote and produced a bulk of 2 albums, a short film script that is now a fully developed product, and my first, really second home will be a relic of the past and a place to visit. It's the last times I'll brush my teeth in this basin and come home at 12 a.m. or later, the last times I get to be with my cat Indigo and stand in my big mirror and see how my outfit looks. Farewell to my first space. And though I hated profusely sometimes being stuck in it, I will miss it. It was a part of a rocky time, a time I documented a lot of.
This slightly less echo.
We eating, bro. We eating.
Summer vlog 2021.
Yes, so it's like that's so you have everybody bounce. Let's go. But method man. Method man.
This is an original song. I wrote it, and I was fortunate to have these wonderful musicians work with me on it. So, here it is. Please.